consuming strong video content literally changed my life. I didn't start my business just knowing exactly that I wanted to do video content. I started it that way because that was all I knew. That was the only way that I knew to get my message across. Because when I was 21 years old, I'm 27 now to give you a reference point. So just 6 years ago, I was 260 pounds. I was going through a really tough time in my life where I was earning a lot of money. I had a really great job. I had a great income, but I was very unhappy with myself. I was very depressed at this point in my life at 21. And I was 260 pounds. I was over $20,000 in credit card debt, even though I was earning over six figures every single year. I didn't know how to manage my money. I was never taught about money, and I never went out to seek information about money. And I knew that something had to change. And it was at the point where I wanted to move up into leadership with the company that I worked with, the same sales company. And my mentor at the time, who was my manager, my direct leader, he says, there's no way you're going to be a leader in this company. And I asked him, why? Why can't I be a leader? What's stopping me? And he's like, Brandon, you can't even take care of yourself. If you can't even lead yourself, how can you expect to lead other people? And that hit me hard. And you might have heard this story before if you've been following my show, my podcast. And at that point, I asked him, what do I need to do to improve my life? And he's like, you need to read this book. And he handed me one of the first personal development books that I've ever read, which completely changed my life. It was called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And what The Secret says is your thoughts become things. What you think about, you will magnetize and attract more of those things into your life. So if you're constantly thinking about your bright future, then you're going to attract your bright future. However, if you're thinking about your past and if you're thinking about mistakes and what's going wrong in your life, you're going to attract more of those mistakes and things that will go wrong in your life. And I read the entire book through, and there was a lot of cheesy parts, but I realized I don't really have a choice. I have to try something different. What I'm doing now isn't working for me. So I started to implement what it is I learned. It was at that point that I had another friend of mine who said, you need to check out this guy on YouTube. And I was like, what guy? And he says, his name is Tony Robbins. And I was like, Tony Robbins? I was like, I feel like I've heard that name before. So I looked him up and I clicked on the first video I found. All I remember is that it was Tony Robbins just sharing his message. He was sharing like 3 tips to live a better life. And it was him standing up with a camera and a completely white background. It was just him with like a white backdrop. And I watched the entire video, and it was a long video. It was like over 30 minutes long. And I watched him and I watched him speak. And I watched him move, and I watched the way that he talked to the camera as if he was talking to me directly. And his message really touched me. His message really made me think, wow, maybe it is possible for me to create this better life. Maybe it is possible for me to build stronger relationships. Maybe it's possible for me to eliminate this debt, to get my body into shape. And I started to literally listen and watch Tony Robbins videos every single day. On the way to work, I would literally put my phone up. I probably shouldn't have done this, but I did. I'm sure you do something similar at times. I put my phone up with the video playing, and I didn't watch it actively while I was driving, but I listened to it and I glanced over every now and then. I would literally watch and consume video content every single day. And what I like to say now is I was essentially borrowing the thoughts from these influencers. I was listening to their impactful message and I was applying it to my life. I was executing based on the information that he shared with me. And over the course of 6 months, I was able to literally release over 60 pounds of weight. I went from 260 pounds to 190 pounds. Within 8 months, I was able to eliminate all this crippling debt from my life. I was able to eliminate over $25,000 of debt within 8 months. And I followed the Dave Ramsey principle, which I actually talk about in my book, but you can also see it in Dave Ramsey's book, Total Money Makeover. I think he calls it the snowball method. And I was able to transform my life in literally less than a year. And from that point, I moved up in the company that I worked with. And I started to train new salespeople. And I started to help other people improve their life. I started to help them make more money, but I also started to help them remove their debts, release weight, get their body into a better physical shape, mend and build stronger relationships in their life. And at this point, it was when I realized my personal mission. And this is something we're going to be talking about a lot. My question for you is, what is your personal mission? What do you believe you were placed on this earth to do? Because I was a sales trainer for 3 to 4 years, 4.5 years actually. And it got to the point where I was training all of the new salespeople for the company that I worked with. And I said to myself, I want to help people outside of my company. I was still watching a lot of video content. I was still executing on the advice, because that's just as important as consuming the content itself. You listening and watching this broadcast right now is great, but what's even more important is you actually take something from it and use it and apply it to get a better result in your life or your business. So I said to myself, I want to help other people who are outside of this company. I don't want to just help people here. I want to help people everywhere. I want to do something similar to what Tony Robbins is doing, to what Les Brown is doing, to what Eric Thomas is doing, Mel Robbins, all these different influencers and people who had a message, who've built a lifestyle, who've built a brand and a business around their impactful message. Because I just asked you, what is your personal message? What is your personal commitment? What is it that you want to share with the world? Imagine if you could get that message to thousands of people while creating a lifestyle for yourself, while creating an income for yourself, income through service, income through impact. Believe me, it is possible, because I've done it for myself. And that's a big reason why I create these videos. It's a big reason why I created this Impact Hour segment of the Be Better broadcast. So that's exactly what I did. In 2019, I officially started Be Better Industries. I got the LLC. I started the website. I put myself on all the personal or the social media websites. I started creating some, very short form content, writing like motivational posts and posting some quotes and things like that. But I had no idea what I was doing, and I had no idea how I was going to grow. But that was the thing, and that was the fun part. The journey of learning the next step and applying the next step was the fun part for me. And I had a lot of struggles along the way, right? I didn't know how to get clients. I didn't actually earn even $1 in my business until 2020, until 1 year after I started the business. But I started video content specifically because I know that it made a giant difference in my life. But video content is also so important because it's allowed me to create a relationship with people who I've never met before. I've met and networked with so many different people who have simply found my profile, whether it's on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, and they shot me a message and they said, hey, I saw your ad, or I saw your video or your broadcast. I'd like to have a conversation with you. Some of the most important people to me in my life, I found them through these platforms. Like, I think of one of my good friends, Bogdan, his name is, who has a platform of his own called Potentia. He's on a mission to change the way that education is rolled out to children and people, and when it comes to personal development and life improvement. And Bogdan found me from a video that I posted on my business page, and he's become one of my best friends. And I've never even met him personally. But I also love video content because it's allowed me to put a face to my brand. It's allowed me to share my message in a deeper way than a simple post or a simple picture could have done. And after I started posting video content, I sucked, by the way. I was very bad at the beginning. I was not well-spoken at all. Go on my Facebook page, go back, or even my YouTube channel, go back to some of the first videos that I posted. I looked like angry in every single one of my videos. I was like, you need to go after your goals. And my face was all scrunched. I didn't smile once. I think I had like a personal mission to not show you my teeth. I had no idea what I was doing. My arms were like by my side. I was nervous. You could tell I didn't move at all. My words were jumbled. My message got jumbled. I didn't know what I wanted to say, but it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, holding your phone up, recording the video. If you don't want to start with video, it's about putting up the post. It's about sharing the image, and it's about sharing your message and why your message, your product, or your service can make a difference in the lives of people. But I went deep with video content specifically because video content has allowed me to get my book in the hands of over 16,000 people. Video content has helped me to build my YouTube channel to over 5,000 active subscribers. Video content, like I mentioned, has allowed me to share my message in many different ways with so many different people. And the other beautiful thing about video content is Video content can be repurposed, which means you can take your video and you can take the text out of it and you can make a post from the text in your video from the words that you spoke. Or you can take it and you can grab quotes from the video and make some pieces of content just using the quotes. You could also create a podcast and make it a video podcast and meet a bunch of awesome people that you can also learn from at the same time, but you can also network with afterwards. There's so many different benefits to video content, but the reality is there's only going to be more of it. I think the statistic was last year alone, video content saw a spike of viewership of over 68% just because of the pandemic. Just because people were home, they were on their phones, they were consuming and watching videos and surfing through social media, and videos are a lot more likely to catch people's attention than a simple post or a simple photo will. The reason you're watching this is because you have a message to share. You have an impact that you want to make on other people. You want to build your personal brand or create an income that can sustain the lifestyle of your dreams. Whatever it might be, you have something you want to share. Video content, in my opinion, is the best way to share it. But again, it's just a part of your strategy. It doesn't need to be your entire strategy. And my goal with this weekly show is to give you the strategies that have worked for me to help me to earn passive income, to help me to build a business using these platforms, to help me to market my book, to help me to market my products. I want to give you everything that I learned. So wherever you're watching this, follow me, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with a friend, anything that will help to get this show and video out to more people who could use it. That's my only ask of you. And I want you to follow and subscribe to this so that you can see all the new content that I release when it comes to marketing yourself and building your personal brand with the power of video.